Hi everybody, welcome to the Actors Academy. Thank you for tuning in today. So, I want to show you guys why I love this scene so much. And this is going to be from the movie Steve Jobs. This movie came out, I think, about 7 or 8 years ago with Michael Fassbender and Seth Rogen. This scene is so amazing with acting because so many people think that it always has to be these big emotions all the time. So somebody's always getting extremely angry. Somebody's always having to cry their heart out. The emotions have to always be super extreme. And the thing that's really interesting about this is it doesn't. But everybody believes that it has to be. Now, if I'm being honest, if we look at a typical movie, yeah, there's going to be extreme high moments in the movie because there's the climax of the movie, but it's not always there. People always think about the climax as if that's what's going out throughout the entire movie. If somebody was screaming throughout an entire film, you're not going to watch that film. You're probably going to go and cover your ears and leave the theater after 10 minutes. We can't deal with it just watching that as an audience member. So the thing that's great about this scene is it's a two-person scene. But it's almost as if you could picture it happening, as if you're sitting there and you're in the moment of it. It's not super extreme with the emotions. You are going to see that there is going to be levels. Seth Rogen is going to be changing levels a little bit. Michael Fassbender is going to be kind of staying a little bit closer towards one level. There's still going to be some bouncing, but his movement is maybe this big. Seth Rogen's movement is maybe this big. We're not going all the way to here, but there are movements involved. Michael Fassbender's is a little smaller. We're going to explain why people love this scene, why it works so much. And we're going to get into all the details of it. So I'm going to stop talking real quick. We're just going to watch it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Just the top guys, the ones who are getting laid off.
Listen, okay? Last year, Apple lost $1 billion. I don't even know how that's possible. You were less than 90 days from being insolvent. I had 3 different accountants try to explain it to me. The whole place has to be streamlined.
Start with 2 of the accountants.
I started with the Apple...
Can you come off stage? We're going to go
Leave him right
backstage for
there.
a moment.
I started with the Apple II team because we don't, make that anymore.
Just acknowledge the top guys.
Have a mimosa and relax.
You will not blow me off right now, Steve. The top guys...
There are no top guys. All right? On the Apple II team, there are no top guys. They're B players, and B players discourage the A players. And I want A players at Apple and not Dell.
They're not B players, and I'm a better
Less
judge of that.
than 90 days from insolvency, in part because somebody thought the Newton wasn't a box of garbage.
Joe, could you come off stage,
Leave
please?
him.
I'm talking
You
about...
guys designed and shipped a little box of garbage while I was gone.
I'm talking about the Apple II, which is not just a crucial part of this company's history, it is a crucial part of the history of personal computing.
For a time.
The least you can do if you're going to downsize these people...
They're gonna live in the biggest houses of anyone on the unemployment
is to
line.
acknowledge them. Acknowledge them and the Apple II during this launch.
This is a new animal.
This whole place was built by the Apple II. You were built by the Apple II.
As a matter of fact, I was destroyed by the Apple II and its open system so that hackers and hobbyists could build ham radios or something. And then it nearly destroyed Apple when you spent all your money on it and developed a grand total of no new products.
The Newton.
The little box of garbage. You guys came up with the Newton. You want people to know that. This is a product launch, not a luncheon. And the last thing I want to do is connect the iMac
to the only successful product that this company has ever made. I'm sorry to be blunt, but that happens to be the truth. The Lisa was a failure. The Macintosh was a failure. I don't like talking like this, but I am tired of being Ringo when I know I was John.
Everybody loves Ringo.
And I'm tired of being patronized by you.
You think John became John by winning a raffle, Woz? You think he tricked somebody or hit George Harrison over the head? He was John because he was John.
He was John because he wrote Ticket to Ride. And I wrote the Apple II.
Everybody, look, I want to clear
Nobody
the auditorium.
moves! You made a beautiful board, which, by the way, you're willing to give out for free, so don't tell me how you built Apple. If it weren't for me, you'd be the easiest day at Homestead High School.
These people live and die by your praise.
So now, let's talk about the scene. Simple. Very, very simple. Yes, there's elements going on. Yes, there's a back and forth dynamic between the characters. But overall, if we compare this scene to a lot of other scenes out there, it's very simply shot. You got 2 characters. They're about this distance away. I mean, not obviously this distance, but you get the idea from the screen point of view. They're having a conversation. Everybody's in there, the environment, the setting. You can see Seth Rogen's characters, his emotions, his volume, his dynamic. There's ups and then there's downs. At the beginning, it gets a little bit higher. So when he goes down and it's a little bit softer, there's a bigger dynamic for him. So we get to see that as an actor, and that's very cool. But what he also does that assists Michael Fassbender's character, you have to realize he's playing Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs is what? He's the boss. He's in charge. Seth Rogen's not in charge. Michael Fassbender, he is in charge. And what happens in this scene, which is done very well, is the dynamic between those two characters. Because what's happening is Seth Rogen's characters, his emotions are moving. They're going up and down like this. We can see it, we can feel it, we're watching it. But what happens with Michael Fassbender's character, he stays very calm throughout this scene. Now, he is moving. I'm not saying that he's not moving, he's not going up and down, but his range, I'm saying, is staying about here, which makes him appear very powerful in this scene. Because when you have a scene partner who's going crazy and they're going higher and they're going lower with their emotions and you're staying very calm, that makes you as the actor feel grounded. And you're going to hear that a lot if you go to acting classes. But also, it's going to make your characters appear that much stronger. And we see this a lot. If you've ever seen the show Peaky Blinders with Cillian Murphy, if another actor in the scene is enraged and they have all this anger, all this emotion happening and flowing out of them, but then you have Cillian Murphy's character who's just calm, is just looking at them, not even saying anything, his character appears to have that much more power. And it's great in this scene because these actors worked perfectly together in order to show that. If Seth Rogen's character just stayed just as calm or within that kind of same level as Michael Fassbender's character, the scene would not be nearly as interesting. And this is something that you can apply for yourself as an actor. If you're doing a scene, if you get booked for a movie or a TV show, find out in the scene, who is this scene about? Is the scene about you, or is the scene about your scene partner? If the scene is about your scene partner, how can you help them? If they're supposed to appear like they're the boss, that they're in charge, that they have all this power, how do you help them out? If you go and start acting, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start acting crazier in this scene with my emotions. My emotions are going to go up and down, and this person's going to be calm. They're going to be like a stone, a rock. What ends up happening is you're going to be helping them appear stronger, and overall, that scene is going to appear that much stronger. And vice versa. If you're supposed to be the character who's going to be stronger, your scene partner can help you out while you stay calm, and then their emotions are fluctuating and moving up and down. It can be very powerful for the actor to do that, and it's very powerful for you to realize that and see how you can implement that into a scene to help out your scene partners, or hopefully for having your scene partners help you out in that scene to appear stronger and better. In scenes, you don't want to fight for the attention. You don't want to say, hey, I want all the attention here, and you want the other actor to go, no, I want all the attention. What you want is to realize that you guys are collaborating together, and all you have to do is win as a team. So by winning as a team, that requires you to be honest to the scene and what's happening, and then to either assist your scene partner, or hopefully your scene partner is assisting you within that moment. Now, if you guys have ever seen a movie with Joe Pesci, which if you haven't, I recommend that you do, Joe Pesci is a relatively shorter guy. And now typically, when we see somebody shorter on screen, how are they depicted? They may be depicted as being a weaker character. Doesn't mean they are, but generally speaking, when we're watching a film, the taller person tends to be stronger, maybe the shorter person ends up being weaker. What Joe Pesci does in movies is he seems extremely powerful in his films. If you've watched his films before, you can see how much power that he has in a given scene. But the thing that also helps him is the actors around them and how they respond, because you have to all work as a team. So what ends up happening, I'll kind of play briefly a clip here.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
Based off of the reactions of the other characters, it helps supports Joe Pesci's character within the scene and within a lot of the movies, because it's a whole collaborative process, and you have to always think about it as working as a team. You're not trying to take the spotlight. Someone else shouldn't be trying to take the spotlight. You should be working as a team, and then the spotlight will naturally shine where it's supposed to, based off of hopefully the script. When the script is really good, it's so easy to highlight the different actors that you have to highlight within the appropriate moments of a movie. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with everything. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you all. Also, our 10-hour acting masterclass, our 2.0 version, is going to be down in the description down below, and also in the comment section if you're interested in that, improving your acting, taking it to the next level. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.